Welcome to this short tutorial produced by CertaSIM LLC. It shows the IMPETUS AFE Solver GUI interface, and we will cover how to start the GUI, the editor, assembly, solve, and post-processing mode. We start the IMPETUS GUI by clicking on the IMPETUS icon, which will bring up the welcome page. Here we differ between project and file, where the file is typically used if you have one model and the project is used if you have more simulations in one project. We also differ between new and already existing project or file. Let's start by opening an existing file. Here we have a simple model of a cylinder. The command file is named cylinder22.k. The import model interface gives us 4 different modes: open in editor mode, open in assemble mode, new project, or solve mode. The project mode will create a new project. The editor mode allows us to edit the command file. The assemble mode graphically shows the model without running it and allows us to graphically build the model. Finally, the solve mode makes it possible for us to run a simulation in the IMPETUS AFE Solver engine. But let's just open this file in the editor mode. Here we have the editor mode interface where we have the different interface options to the left. We are in the editor mode, so the editor is highlighted. Then we have the assemble mode to show the graphics, the solve mode to run the simulation, and the post-processing mode to post-process the results. In the center here, we have the editor itself, where we can edit and create the command file. Finally, to the right, we have the IMPETUS manual built into the editor, which is very convenient, especially for new users that are unfamiliar with the syntax of the IMPETUS solver. One of the advantages of the built-in manual is that the parameter is highlighted as we type in the editor, which we can see here for the component cylinder command. It will now be interesting to see this model graphically, which we can do by clicking on the View Input icon or press F8, and here we see the cylinder. Of course, we can zoom and we can rotate, and we can also put the mesh lines on. Here in this interface, the assemble interface, we can actually add graphically things to this model. As an example, we can go and look at the material database, a built-in verified material database. You simply select the material here, and then the verification and the documentation comes up, and you simply add it to your model. Now, if you want to get out of this interface, we just go to the left and click on the editor if you want to go back to the editor mode. Now, back here in the editor mode, we can check our command file to see if we have any problems. We can do that with check input file or F7. We can see in this case we did not have any problems. So now we could run a simulation. We click on start a simulation or F10. Then the dialog box comes up for running simulations. Here we have to give the input file an output folder. We can also select which GPU that we want to run on. But all these features or inputs we'll cover in another tutorial. Right now we'll go back and we'll look at what is behind this dialog box is the queuing system. That's the list of simulations that have been running. We can highlight one of them, any of them, and we can check the results, for example. In the top menu here, there are different queuing system options. For example, we can kill a job when it's running, and we will also have a tutorial that will show you more about that. If you now go in to look at the post-processing icon here, we can go into the GUI. You see here, we can of course rotate, we can put the mesh on, and all the things that you're also expecting. To the left is a very strong feature that's actually the object tree, we call it. In here you can highlight a material, you can see the material parameters. Then we have the boundary conditions, you can show load curves. There are many different options that are related to this model that we can go and investigate. Here is a contour plot. We are things that we're expecting any modern post-processor to have will be stress and strain, of course. In our case here, we'll go in and we'll look at, for example, let's look at X displacement. And we can plot a movie with the contour plot on by going down and select the animation button that will be highlighted when we go down at the bottom of the graphic window. Now at any time here, we can go back to example our editor, as we can do here, or we can go back to the sampling mode, because this model will be loaded into the memory of the program, the one that we selected under the Solve menu. One thing to remember here in the Impetus AFEA Solver GUI is that we to the left have the icons to switch between the different interfaces, as we have seen in this tutorial. This concludes our overview tutorial on the Impetus AFE Solver GUI interface, and we hope that you have enjoyed watching. If you have any questions, please contact us via sales@CertaSIM.com. Have a great day.